Before we start today's video, if you want even more Kirby content, then check out a video by a friend of the channel, PETITE'S, where she's making some adorable Kirby treats. So check that out in the description, and on to today's video. Hi there Hazfans, and welcome back to Hazfans Unlimited Gaming. Have we got a cute mouthful of a fact video today? We'll be covering 50 facts about our favourite little pink black hole, Kirby. Where better to start than the beginning? Kirby's Dreamland. The little pink guy that we know and love wasn't actually pink on the cover of the North American release of the game due to an ongoing argument between Masahiro Sakurai and Shigeru Miyamoto over Kirby's colour. I'm just glad we got the cutie we know and love. When playing Kirby's Dreamland, if you stay on the pause menu for 20 seconds or more, Kirby will start doing a cute little Kirby boy dance. Look at him! Anyway, after his totally not adorable dance, Kirby will stay idle until the game is unpaused. No more dancing. Moving on to Kirby's Adventure, the game is known for its copy abilities, and in an interview with the game developers it was revealed that some ideas for additional abilities were cut from the game, such as the ability to shrink Kirby, an ability where Kirby rode a rocket, and an ability that looks like an early version of Animal. The Japanese commercial for Kirby's Adventure showed all the characters made of yarn, an idea that would be further explored in Kirby's Epic Yarn. In the pinball spin-off game Kirby's Pinball Land, not only does Kirby roll around as an adorable Kirby ball, but you can also find some references to the anime Mobile Suit Gundam 0083. We see this with the game's high score table, which is made up of Zephyra, Fasali, Dendrob and Gerber, taking from the robots of almost the same names in the show. The next Kirby game to release was another spin-off-esque game, Kirby's Dream Course. This game hosted some of Nintendo's infamous anti-piracy measures. If a pirated cartridge was detected, the game would stay on a warning screen. But if players somehow made their way past this, the game made itself harder. Kirby can't recover health from defeating enemies. If a course was won despite all this, the game would crash and all saved data would be deleted. Dang Nintendo. Oof. On to Kirby's Dreamland 2. This game actually has less copy abilities than any of the other main Kirby games, with only 7 available in the game. Did you know that Kirby's Dreamland 2 has a bad ending? That's right, you can let Kirby down by not being good enough at gaming if you don't collect all 7 rainbow drops. In this ending, Kirby and his animal friends all walk sadly out in the rain, while the credits honouring the enemy characters roll. And you get the awful feeling that you failed such a cute little guy. Kirby Superstar is an SNES game that boasts 8 games in one, but I'll tell you that Nintendo gave with both hands for this cute little pink guy, because Kirby Superstar is actually home to 9 games. Whether the arena was accidentally overlooked or given to the players as a treat isn't clear, but even the instruction booklet doesn't mention it. From the concept art for Kirby Superstar, we can see that some other copy abilities were considered but that didn't make the cut. These include Tono-sama, Feudal Lord, Satellite, Summon, Donate, Grenade, Card, Flower, Rush and Mantle. So much adorableness lost to the void. Kirby's Dreamland 3 marks not only the 3rd game in the Dreamland series, but also the end of an era. This game was also the final first-party release from Nintendo for the SNES, with the game being released in 1997, just after the launch of the N64. Kirby's Dreamland 3 is also the first Kirby game where the characters and environment were designed to look like they were made from a specific craft material, with the game using a crayons and pastels aesthetic. The first Kirby game with 3D graphics comes to us in the form of Kirby's 64, The Crystal Shards. This game is one of the few Kirby games not to feature the little guy's dance, but instead he will turn to the camera, wave and say hi. The game also decides to include some hint of romance, as in the good ending we see Ribbon give Kirby a kiss on the cheek. You go, little dude. This is the first and only example of anything like this. Kirby is too cute for the throes of love. Making the most of motion controls and a human's love of getting things into out of reach holes. What do you mean that isn't a thing? Who are you? Get out of my house! Excuse me. It's time to tell you about Kirby's Tilt and Tumble, which is a puzzle game that was almost rebranded as a Pokemon game. A very curious difference between America and Japan is whether they like seeing Kirby as an angry little boy or a happy one. No idea what I'm on about? Well, for reasons unknown, on the cover of the Japanese release of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror is a happy, smiley dude. But on the American box art, he's very angry. Dang it, America, let my boy be happy. Ironically, in a game called Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, the mirror ability actually isn't present. Damn it, Nintendo, you had one job! The first Kirby title for the Nintendo DS was Kirby Canvas Curse. It's the first game since Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards, to not give Kirby his adorable hats. For Japanese releases of Kirby Canvas Curse, a pink DS stylus was included with the game. This extra wasn't included for releases in other regions, because Kirby decided we don't deserve nice things. Kirby Squeak Squad released on Nintendo DS and was not only adorable by nature of having Kirby in the game, but also because if the date you played the game matched your date of birth on the system, a happy birthday screen would appear where you can see Kirby with a birthday cake. It's okay if my mum didn't remember, because Kirby did. Kirby Squeak Squad was the last Kirby game to be developed by the company Flagship, and was the last game they made before the company dissolved. The first game to appear on the Wii was Kirby's Epic Yarn. The game resembles the advert for Kirby's Adventure that was shown 20 years earlier, with the whole game being composed of wool and yarn. Plenty of puns related to this are in the game, with the title itself being a play on words as it can be read as literal yarn, or it can also be taken to mean a tale. One of the managers at HAL Laboratory expressed their interest in expanding a yarn-style game into other Nintendo games, mentioning one game he would like to create called Mario's Epic Yarn. Even though this didn't come to pass, the aesthetic is clearly kept alive in the game Yoshi's Woolly World. Kirby's Return to Dreamland was originally going to be called Kirby Wii, likely to celebrate the fact that it was the first Kirby game released for the Nintendo Wii. Kirby's Return to Dreamland also put an end to the strange phenomenon of Japanese box art Kirby and American box art Kirby having different expressions, with the former once again looking happy, this time a mix between happy and surprised, and the latter showing Kirby as angry. You okay, America? For Kirby Triple Deluxe, which was released on the 3DS, Japan got angry this time with an angry looking Kirby on the Japanese box art. Why can't I just see my boy smile? In Kirby Triple Deluxe, Kirby loses his copy ability in rooms with truth mirrors. The reason for this is the simple fact that the 3DS wasn't able to render an ability in the foreground and background, so it was simply locked in these rooms. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse is the fourth game in the Kirby series to simply function as a platformer and not feature any copy abilities. As well as this, Kirby's Warp Star can't be seen in the game until the end credits. Kirby also can't inhale enemies in this game. What did they do to our boy? In the promotional artwork for Kirby and the Rainbow Curse at E3 2014, a cyan Waddle Dee with a white bandana can be seen. This Waddle Dee was thought to be for 5th player of the game, but never appeared in the final game. Another Kirby game was released on the 3DS, Kirby Planet Robobot. This game came bundled with an amiibo figure, a cute Kirby riding on a warp star. Kirby Planet Robobot was the final game that Satoru Iwata was involved in before he sadly passed away. The first Kirby game to be announced for the Switch was Kirby Star Allies. This game greatly resembles the initial attempts that Nintendo made at Kirby GCN, a cancelled Kirby game for the Nintendo GameCube. Kirby Star Allies features an Ultimate Choices difficulty selection, where you can find 7 difficulties. There's also a secret 8th difficulty, Soul Melter, where you can see Kirby with evil red eyes and grinning. This is actually a reference to the episode Frog Wild from Kirby Right Back At Ya. Another Kirby Switch release was Super Kirby Clash, an RPG game which expanded on Team Kirby Clash Deluxe. A lot of the characters greet Kirby like it's their first time meeting him, but Bandana Waddle Dee mentioning that the hub may remind Kirby of old times suggests this actually takes place after Team Kirby Clash Deluxe. Super Kirby Clash is the third best-selling game in the Kirby series, passing 4 million downloads between September and December of 2019, putting it just behind Kirby and the Forgotten Land and Kirby's Dreamland in terms of sales. Releasing in 2020, Kirby Fighters 2 is another battle-action Kirby game where we can make that adorable little ball of joy fight for survival. The game was developed and released during the pandemic, which is pretty dang impressive, seeing as none of us knew what the heck was going on back then. Concept designs for Kirby Fighters 2 showed depictions of both fire and ESP copy abilities, but unfortunately it seems both of these were scrapped before the game's release, as they're nowhere to be seen. The announcement for Kirby and the Forgotten Land was leaked on Nintendo of Japan's schedules just hours before its announcement at Nintendo Direct on the 23rd of September 2021. Believe it or not, this makes Kirby and the Forgotten Land the second Kirby game to be leaked before its announcement, the other being Kirby Fighters 2. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is the first main series Kirby game where you can't get a game over. Just as well, because that cute little pink ball is just too precious to die because of my mistakes. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is the first Kirby game to have a fully original soundtrack since Kirby Squeak Squad. Of course, everyone is thrilled to have a whole new OST to vibe to, while we try to ignore the fact that none of us will ever be as cute as Kirby. The first letter in every level in Kirby and the Forgotten Land ends up spelling out New World, an Easter egg that has been seen in other Kirby games like Kirby Canvas Curse and Kirby Star Allies. When playing in multiplayer, if you go to sleep in Kirby's house, you have a chance of triggering an adorably selfish cutscene where Kirby and Bandana Waddle Dee are sleeping in the bed together and Kirby hogs the bed, accidentally pushing Bandana Waddle Dee out of the bed. Another way of entering Kirby's house is by going in through the chimney. This makes me want a costume for Kirby to make him an adorable Santa. Inside Kirby's house, you start to get photos of key points during his adventure, and I'm sure that little guy does adorable little scrapbooking. A lot of the awoofs in the game actually won't attack you immediately. Many are peacefully doing a little doze or eating a meal together until you choose to come along as a pink force of chaos and end their peace. If you suck up two enemies with different copy abilities at the same time, a different random ability will be chosen for Kirby instead, even if it isn't one that can be found in that level. In Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you can finally give Kirby a job and introduce him to the wonders of capitalism. At his hopefully well-paying fast food job, you can see Kirby make a Kirby Burger, which is an available menu item in the Kirby Cafe in Tokyo's Skytree Mall. The newest Kirby release at the time of this video is Kirby's Dream Buffet. The game is a competitive multiplayer where Kirby must consume. It's the third spin-off Kirby game to introduce an original copy ability. A remake of Kirby's Return to Dreamland was announced at Nintendo Direct on the 13th of September 2022 and is due for release on February 2023. The game's new title is Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. And that's all folks, 50 facts about the Kirby series and our favourite little hungry pink guy. Did you manage to suck up a tasty new factoid? If there's anything we missed, leave a comment down below and share your morsel. While you're down there, don't forget to like the video, hit subscribe and ring a ding ding that bell. If you want to get some cool clothes on that meat suit of yours, head on over to our merch store and grab that swag. For now, we've been the Hazfans at Hazfans Unlimited Gaming and we'll see all of you next time.
Now that was some quality content, right? I love that kind of content, specifically that kind of content. It's great. And if you want more of that, consider supporting our channel on Patreon or join right here on YouTube. We've got 3 tiers of quality extras for you to choose from with access to exclusive content, behind the scenes looks at upcoming projects, and other work in progress stuff. All tiers also get you access to our exclusive Discord where you can chat with our crew and other Hazfans. And in higher tiers, you can also get perks like custom voice work from our team, or even the chance to be in a Hazfans video. Whatever way you'd like to support us, we'd greatly appreciate it. And speaking of thanks, here are this month's amazing contributors. And lastly, a very special thanks to Laus Van Eck, Just Chris, and Richard Nichols. Now, I'm gonna go watch this video again, because, let's be honest, this quality content right here. Have a nice one.